Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s. His father, he thanks.
All right, we are back. It is Good Friday, Fitzy.
Peace be
Good
with
Friday.
you.
Yeah. Danny already ruined it by eating meat.
1,000 sausages this morning.
Yeah. You know what I had for breakfast was, and I don't usually eat breakfast, but I got I got 2 wake up wraps from Dunkin' Donuts, which is one of their only items that I think is like, it's almost like a Band-Aid on a situation. Like it's not really something you're dying to eat, but it's like, if I just got to get something in my stomach.
Is there meat in that?
Yeah, you get bacon in there.
Did you get bacon?
Goddamn right. Going to hell.
Blasphemous.
Going to hell. And we got Josh the Ironworker returns.
Hello, boys. How are
After
you?
his viral fame. Is this the first time back since the virality?
Hello, America. Yeah, that's the first time back.
I mean, that's great.
Life
Fitzy, do me a
has-
favor, actually,
life-
just open the door so we get some circulation of air in here.
Life has certainly changed. I will tell you that. A lot of things happening in my life after that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Feels good to be famous?
Yeah. It feels pretty good.
Were you ever concerned that you were going to get fired from your job?
No, God, no. I got more people telling me. I had people on the loading dock at work, random people saying, "Hey, I just saw you on this video, and you're standing here on the loading dock." You know what I mean? Like, and then a bunch of people like that, especially a couple days after that, people saying that they saw it, and of course, I didn't see it. But yeah, no, it was kind of funny. I wasn't quite sure how to react to that.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this, but like obviously, like we put up a lot of reels every week. That week specifically, I was like, I don't want to fucking cut these reels. Nothing ever happens with these fucking things. And I'm like, I remember I put it up, I drove to work, and then like I was like getting coffee. And I looked down and I'm like, oh wow, this has like 5,000 like views. And I'm like, that's a lot, you know? And then like I walked from my office to the office, which is like 100 yards. And I just opened it up again. I'm like, now it's at like 6,000. Like it was just going like 100 every 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways,
Well,
for a guy
we're
who
gonna
hasn't had
feel-
social media in 10 years, I mean, not bad.
I mean, I haven't. I certainly would not get fired from my job. I think more people in the construction field enjoyed it rather than thinking that.
Yeah.
But
I did ask you. I did call you. I'm like, you want me to leave this up because this thing's going on a
If
rocket
I get
ship.
fired, I know where I'm heading now. I'm heading to the internet.
Always a spot for you on the
Yeah.
internet.
That's great. By the way, I went to Lowe's the other day, and by the way, that's another thing that Josh likes to do is go to Lowe's a lot, and then I'd stop by here for a beer and wonder
Yeah.
if his wife has a tracker on his truck.
I don't think she. Yeah, right. Hopefully, I'm going to Lowe's.
I went there with Mags, and I was trying to get like a paint sample. Nobody at the fucking paint thing, right? 10 minutes, paging people, whatever. I'm getting so annoyed. So I just picked out what I thought it was. So the kid comes over and he's like, hey. And I'm like, he was a little effeminate, by the way. I'm just going to say that because when I do the imitation of him, it's accurate. It's not slanderous. He was like, I was like, hey, you weren't here. So I grabbed this. I think this is right. Semi-gloss. And he's like, you were close, but not right. And he walks away, and I'm like, well, motherfucker, if you were here 10 minutes ago instead of fucking jacking off in the bathroom, I would have the right fucking paint.
Don't
know
you
what I
hate
mean?
when effeminate people give you a hard time? It's like, buddy, really? You're the one with the lisp.
You're gonna give me a hard time?
You can give me a hard time.
Forget about that.
This would have never happened in the 90s.
I mean, real men mixed paint back in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cigarette hanging out the mouth.
I'm just looking for a little help here. I don't need the attitude.
Calls himself a barista
I
at
don't
the
need your
paint section.
bitchy attitude.
Yeah. By the way, we had New England Dad on last week. Zach, great guy.
Great show.
And he's been like helping me with the reels. Like this kid knows how to cut reels. It's like what he does for a living. You know what I mean? Like he's like cut that to like 30 seconds. It's like he's like in the Matrix when Neo finally sees he sees all the fuck. He just sees the code at the end. You know what I mean? That's this guy with like the internet. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. Good guy. We didn't make it to Capitol the other night, like we said.
No.
We're big talkers about things we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, didn't even cross my mind. And I was all in. I'm like, I'll be there. We'll take an Uber because it sucks to park in Salty at that time. And just didn't even think about it Wednesday. Not once.
You know what?
Drunk Fitzy makes a lot of plans that
Yeah.
sober Fitzy does not follow through on.
Right.
Yeah.
So sober Fitzy has no intention of
time.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero time. Like
Yeah.
going to Boston on a Wednesday night. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Those days are over.
Sure, pal.
I do want to go, but I want to go the next time that he has Danny on the stage. So,
Yeah.
I texted Will. I actually didn't
I'll be
realize.
there.
Yeah, Tommy had a track meet. Doesn't get done to like 8. Yeah, you'll be there. Yeah, of course. It is Good Friday, by the way. It's 10 in the morning, 10:30.
Good Friday's an important day. Other
It
than the
is.
fact that God isn't real.
Yeah, that's true.
We've talked
Yeah.
about that before, right?
It's one of the.
I'm not going to hop on that today, though.
You've talked about
I've
it.
Church
thought
of
about
Luck
it.
is real.
The Church of Luck is real. Church of Luck is starting to ramp up a little bit now. The winter
Is
was
it?
tough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Winter
tough.
was tough because it was so goddamn cold out.
Yeah.
And it's
Funding
like-
was low. Funding was low.
But that's when people should be joining when they have no hope. You know, they're looking for
Yeah,
something.
I know, but the problem is heating it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I put the stove on, it takes an hour and a half. You know what the problem is? Like you're working outside, you're just beat up by that cold and wind, right, all day. And the last thing is even a Friday night, you're thinking, oh, maybe we'll have a little garage night, and then it's like, no, I don't want to go outside. I don't even want to bring the trash barrels up. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's nice that it's getting a little warm. I had a fire the other night, and that was kind of cool. But Church of Luck is we'll
This
have
is
some,
the season. This is garage
This is
bus
season. It's
right
garage
now.
season. I said to some of the guys, the parents, that when hockey ended, of course, because you know Fitzy, that's a long and
Arduous.
yeah. And I said, all right, I'm going to load the garage bar schedule into the sports engine app, and we'll go from there. Got a little more time on our hands.
That's
now.
smart.
Yeah,
Crossbar.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what sucks though is like about having garage bars. There's different things that are great. Most of it's positive, right? But then like when a loser comes over, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that like gets kind of side invited.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's another thing that'll make you stop wanting to have people over. You're like, why are you in my fucking space?
Yeah, and it hasn't happened in a while for me, anyways. I guess maybe because we haven't been out there as much, but yeah, you got to keep it quiet. I guess there's always there's losers everywhere.
Yeah.
You should post people's pictures who have bands so that if they do show up,
Yeah.
they're living with the shame of their band photo.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Or that's good. Or you
be
just
sick,
give
right?
them such a cold shoulder when they're there that they're just.
That's
like,
usually what happens.
I think. Or you just got to get abrasive. I don't know. But
well,
it
one
hasn't-
time,
I'll
I'll,
mace them.
Turn the music off. John's here.
beat the shit out.
yeah, I'll tease it, but we'll talk about it on the Patreon. But one time, me and Josh might have just been like threatening a guy's life, like
Oh.
that wasn't there,
That was
in order to
funny.
make everybody uncomfortable.
What's yours is called The Garage?
The garage.
Yes,
yeah.
Dude, we
I was
got the hoodies.
I was about
Yeah.
to say,
Thank
took
you.
the words
You're
out of my
welcome.
mouth. Fits.
Oh, sorry, pal.
Yeah, no, it's good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, those came out nice, huh? Scotty?
they're
You
awesome.
were-
It came out great.
Yeah.
I wore mine to a beef review and got James River and mayo all over it.
Did you really?
I did, and then but we pre-treated it.
Okay.
Stain came right out.
Nice.
You know what's funny with these sweatshirts now that I realize that Court said it the other day too, with the Longhorn Lounge and the Garage one, that you wash it and you always see little, like, I don't know, oil spots. These sweatshirts stain very easy.
So mine have to.
Not
right?
just from, huh?
This is brought to you by Ben Frank.
No. I don't mean that. I don't mean.
You know
I
what
think
it
it's
is?
clothing in general.
You know
it's
what
not
it
just.
is?
It's not just that.
It's-
The sweatshirts are great.
It's oily, like dressings or oil from actual like,
Right.
fat
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
It splatters on there. You
Yeah.
have to pre-treat it. And here's another tip, another pro tip from.
What do we mean pre-treated?
Like
Wash and
with a
dry?
stain, with
There's
a
a
stain.
stain. There's a stain thing that you can. It's like a gel that you put on it before you throw it in the washer, and you let it sit for like an hour, and then throw it in the wash. Right. But another
heard
tip is, if you don't dry it afterwards, if you let it air dry,
Yeah.
and you notice a stain, you can still pre-treat it. If you throw it in the dryer,
Okay.
that stain's baked in there.
Oh, okay.
You never get it out.
All
I
right,
just
so-
use the old Dawn dish soap.
So
I
you're
think
saying-
if I can get the oil off the ducks, I think I can get a little fucking. You know
well,
what I mean?
that's basically what you're pre-treating
Yeah.
with.
So you're saying it's not the sweatshirt's fault; it's the wearer's. fault.
It's the user
It's
error.
the user's fault. And I mean,
Do
of
you
course,
do your own laundry?
no, God, no. Court does all the laundry,
Same.
honey. I love the fact that you do it all. No,
So-
just kidding. I do.
Do
you know
you?
what? Yeah, the only thing Court does for me is
you?
take it out and
Yeah, I do most of the
ball it
laundry.
up in a laundry bag.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't touch laundry.
The only reason I know that is because I've stained so many t-shirts that I'm like, what are you doing?
Dude.
And Melissa's like, what do you mean? You're the one who spills shit on yourself.
Dude, I had a heart-to-heart with the guy at the paint desk about doing the laundry for your significant other. You know what I mean?
If I think laundry's getting out of hand,
Yeah.
and it's very known I don't touch laundry.
Me too.
I'll just go out and buy my
Clothes.
I will not. I hate doing laundry. I just think it's very time consuming, and I don't get time for it.
Dude, it's very time-consuming. And the thing is that, like, the laundry's on is on the basement level, and then Maggie folds it all in the bedroom. So, like, and literally, there's so much clothes in this house. Like, I don't even know, like, who lives here, like, that we don't know. But, like, I'm like, who else is living, like, in another room that I don't know about? Like,
Every once in a while, I get ambitious and I start to, like, try to fold because it's already washed and everything. I try to fucking fold shit and whatever.
Yeah.
And you get to the kids' clothes, and
Fuck
it's just
yes.
like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm never
It's a
doing
day-
this
And
again.
yeah, I'll tell you the other problem is that, like, basically what I'll do is I'll do all the laundry and then bring it all up. Then Maggie will do it, fold it all in one night because it's like there's so much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, like, as I'll build up like a couple clean ones, like in the bedroom, then Tommy fucking flips out the other morning. He's like, "Where I got those sweatpants?" And he is retarded, by the way. Maybe I'll cut that.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where's my sweatpants?" And I'm like, "Dude, go look." And he's like, "There's nothing here." And I'm like, "Dude, just." And I go up there, dude. What happens? I look for 2 seconds. I find them. I'm like, "How about use your fucking eyes?"
This
for
house
us?
sucks.
Yeah,
That
it's a
happens a lot.
prison.
My girls have so many clothes. It's like I can't believe. I don't. How many pairs of pajamas do you own? Because I own
Lots.
0. I sleep in my sweatpants or my underwear.
Yeah.
I don't own a pair of pajamas that I have to change every single night.
Well, that's the thing now. Like, I have
don't have any
teenagers,
PJs?
and all they wear to school is pajamas and Crocs.
Right.
So, like, I'll go out and buy them a nice pair of sneakers for the beginning of school, barely even fucking worn. I'm like, dude, take your $14 Crocs and shove them up your ass.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking pajama pants every day.
Yes. You, I don't know if you guys were like, probably our age. Remember hospital pants?
Yeah.
People used to wear
I used to
hospital
work there. It
pants.
was awesome. Yeah,
I used to wear hospital pants to fucking high school almost every day.
yeah, it's great.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like,
I mean,
there's
I wore Jenko jeans, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
did you?
Like, yeah.
There's no
Big
dress
Jenko
code.
jean guy.
You're at Somerville High. There's no dress code.
No, we didn't have one.
They barely even teach
I
you
got
anything.
yeah, I got two.
Why
good,
can't I wear my pajamas?
remind me
Right.
of sweatpants on the Patreon because I got a good story on that too. Not getting
Definitely
them out
about,
on.
I was about to say, it's definitely about his fucking pickle in him.
Fine.
No. Although maybe that's the reason you didn't wear sweatpants as much in high school is that they wear them now all the time. That's all what Tommy wears. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I asked him, like, you worried about getting fucking rock hard sometime at school and not knowing how to deal with that situation.
It's like best part of my day.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Those
Yeah,
days
it's
when you
great.
couldn't get up out of your chair because you were half a husky.
Yeah, stiff as a board.
You had to tuck it up under your belt, walk to the next class.
God, the good old days. You know what I
Good
mean,
old
guys?
days, yeah.
When a Coke was a buck, you know, and you got hot-ons in class.
Yeah.
Tuck them into your
We
belt.
used to get aroused like 29 times a day.
Yeah. But the wind blew right.
back in the good old days. By the way, did you hear the serial killer thing going around?
No, where?
So they found like all these fucking bones like in various seaside towns in Massachusetts and Connecticut now, recently. And then, like, there's a big theory online that it's a serial killer. And I was just thinking, like, how much work is it? I'm way too lazy to be a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if I wanted to be a serial killer, I'd be like, I'll
This
do it
is
tomorrow.
current. It's unsolved.
Yeah, dude, there's a whole group on Facebook with like 100,000 members called New England Serial Killers. It's all going on.
Someone's gonna crack it.
Yeah, but
You
think
heard about the guy in New York, Rex Heuerman? Rex Heuerman?
No,
He was-
don't know that
yeah.
gentleman.
Dude, he just recently got caught in 2024. Spoiler alert if you're gonna watch the fucking documentary, but it's unbelievable. This dude was living 2 lives, had a family, had a wife, kids, and when they were like away on vacation,
Just killing people.
he would be on the internet cruising for chicks, get hookers, and just kill them.
See, nobody worries about hookers. That's the thing.
that's-
It's like hookers go missing, nobody gives a shit. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Right.
Which rightfully so. You know, I mean, who needs them around, you know?
You heard of
unless
the
you're in a pinch for sex.
you heard of the Green River Killer?
Yes,
in
I have.
Washington State.
Yep.
He killed like 70 something hookers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And never got caught. 30 years.
And by the way,
Didn't
you
get
know what I
caught.
say about those guys? have a little ambition. You know what I mean? You're killing hookers. That's easy, low hanging fruit.
It is.
Like, step up to like a white woman, like in her mid 30s, who's got 3 kids, and like, talk to me then.
Like a
When you're-
congresswoman. Or
Yeah,
something,
talk
you know
to
what
me
I
when
mean?
you're a real serial killer. You know what I
One
mean?
that has bodyguards.
You just go out there killing hookers like
Yeah.
a total fucking zero. You know?
If Luigi Mangione just killed one more person, he would have been
But that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like he went after
top notch.
an absolute target.
Yeah.
He was caught in what, 3 days?
He wanted to get caught.
He's an idiot though.
Yeah,
he wanted to
he
get-
was a moron.
The documentary on that
Talk
guy.
about lazy.
Yeah, he like went to the middle of fucking
Lazy.
Connecticut or something like that to get caught.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I got a gun," and they were like, "Yeah, we got the guy." He like had it on. I'm like, "What a fucking idiot!"
And how about the people that were like, oh yeah, I've talked about this before, but like they're like, he's hot, like thank God he did that. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's not gonna help
dude,
you.
by the way, there's no rules anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
so
hey,
stupid.
by the way, you piss somebody off, they can kill you and be like, thank God, like that guy got his revenge, you know?
That's the
Um,
internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's the internet. That's the glory of it. Sometimes you go viral and sometimes you kill somebody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, there might be a serial killer. And I would think that like imagine if you found out like the guy listens to the show, like he's a big corker, like he's in the Patreon, he's like fucking
wouldn't remotely
wouldn't
surprise
be
me.
totally surprised.
Doctor
And then he gets
Strange.
arrested and we lose a follower.
Yeah, we lose $5 a month.
That's probably the worst part of it.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I feel bad for the women, but
Rest in peace, Bones. Jane
usually
Doe.
they're killing. They either like. I feel like it's either. Here we go. This is a way to really get this podcast on the map. I feel like it's either like a guy killing broads like for sex shit, or it's like a gay guy killing
Gays.
Dudes.
gay like young gay guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what
Like,
Don was doing.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
It wasn't
he
there
run-
some,
Eating them too.
Yeah, like the guy at the paint desk that I was the other night. That's probably what he does. This
You just made his list, by the way.
wasn't there some there's some stories circulating? It was in the news, like people were getting found in the Charles River.
Yeah.
Periodically,
Yeah.
like
Charles
young,
River Kill.
young men.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the what's it called?
Smiley
The
face.
smiley face
Happy
killer.
face killer.
Oh, really?
Which, by the way, there's that happy face if you drive up Limford
First thing I
Parkway.
think of every single time.
Yeah.
Like, he lives here.
Oh,
Yeah. You know who's obsessed with that is Jimmy O'Malley. He's always like smiley
When-
face
when
killer.
was that,
like,
though?
It's been going on.
For
Okay,
years.
yeah, it's been
Yeah,
going
it
on.
really doesn't have a lot of
think they
foundation to it.
No.
Right, right.
But people are like, young men keep falling in the harbor. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I've been pretty cocked and I've fallen outside this garage. So if you're fucking walking from the north end, it's dark over there, and you hit one of those like iron ropes, you can easily fall in that
Yeah.
fucking harbor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not surprised. Like,
No.
it's pretty dark over there.
And then what? You're not climbing out of there.
No.
You're just gonna get exhausted and go down.
Yeah. No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fish food.
Yeah. You're just gonna be like, fuck
I can't
this,
say that
I'm
I've
just
ever
gonna
been
die.
inebriated enough to fall like that, but maybe I don't know.
Really?
No, I'm just joking. That's a joke, everybody. That's a joke.
We got Marathon Monday coming up. Dan, you got any plans for it?
I usually go to the game.
Yeah. But you just went to opening day, right?
I did. Well, last year I went to both just by,
Happenstance?
yeah. And I almost said by happiness, but that was the word I was looking for. We talked about it last week. 2 drinks at Cask and Flagon. That was enough, maybe for the year.
$48.
$47 for 2 mixed drinks, Josh.
Fucking crazy.
Where?
Cask and Flagon.
Oh,
I mean, never step in that place again.
no.
So Marathon Monday, it's always a great time in there. Maybe I'll just go there, and
You going in?
I usually do for the game, but I don't know if I'm going to do the game this year. Might just go
Yeah.
in and be a fucking
I have no
degenerate.
desire. I mean, Jimmy's running it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I it would be nice to see a friend cross the finish line, but I'm not big on the crowd thing.
Or
Yeah.
friends.
I hate
Or
it.
friends or
Yeah.
supporting people.
I'm not big on the crowd thing. I'm going to be in South Carolina, so it's not happening. I got to move Tessa out of her place. There was something I was just going to say. Real quick for the golf tournament. Let's just do this real quick. If you're in the golf tournament, we're now taking payments. So this comes out Tuesday. We need to get some money in so we can start funding this thing. It's $600 a foursome. You can Venmo at Pulling the Cork. If you want to sponsor a hole, we have a bunch from last year that we have returning, but we need to get the new ones into Joe Ben Frank so we can print those signs. So it's $100 a hole for sponsors. That's really where we make the money to donate to the charity. Also, like if you're thinking about running a golf tournament, don't, because it sucks. That's the other thing I would say about golf tournaments. Just kidding. It's gonna be a blast. It was fucking awesome last year. It's gonna be
Sure
great
was.
again this year. Gonna be a lot of trades in there doing their thing. So it's gonna be a great time. And we're playing in a golf tournament even before that, boys.
On the second.
On May 2nd. You should play in that, by the way. Jill Hitchman's it's the girls soccer or whatever.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so I'm playing tunes at the after party and
Where's that?
at the Hood.
Oh,
And before is a golf tournament. So
I'm good for about
4
or
golf
5
tournaments.
scrambles
Yeah,
a year.
yeah.
I don't want to play my own ball necessarily, but I'll play
Never.
scrambles.
Same.
Someday.
Scrambles are so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's the fucking
Yeah.
balls, dude.
Yeah,
best.
I don't want to play.
I think May 2nd will probably be the first time I hit a golf ball this season.
That's great.
Nothing wrong with that. It'll be mine too.
By the way, I got my foursome for the pulling the cork term is me, Kev Marr, Tim Marr, and Mohan.
There we go.
And so, like, originally it was gonna be Ryan Hearn, who's a good golfer. Mohan, admittedly, is not a great golfer. Kev was like, "What do we got with this kid?" And Kev, I'm like, Mohan's an awesome guy. You like him a lot. He's not the best player in the world. Tim Ma, though, is all business. He's like, Hearn, what are we dealing with this kid? And I'm like, can he make a putt every once in a while? I'm like, Timmy, just leave me alone. All right,
just
Timmy's fine.
take
Mohan's
the
gonna be
bull by the
fucking.
horns.
Mohan's gonna be fucking nervous right now. But
Mohan
no,
played all right at the.
Mohan plays great.
At the,
I'm just busting balls.
Well, I mean, when you're going against the Mars,
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
turn-
you
that's-
just need 2 in a group that are going to score, and that's it. It doesn't matter. You could.
I've been a morale guy since day one. Like, if you can't deal with that, and I still am in my foursome. It's me, shithead Stevie, John, and Stevie's brother Danny.
It's nice to be part of a team, though.
I love
right?
it. Yeah,
It's great to be
Because
part
when
of a
you
team.
hit one good shot, if you hit
You're the
5 good
best.
shots during the tournament, then you're happy.
You brag about it
Five,
after party. Yeah, 5's a little
I'll
high.
never hit 5.
Well,
My,
you know,
one of my guys dropped out. Guess who I'm picking up?
What?
Joseph Boats.
Let's
No
go.
way.
Yep.
Let's go.
Already confirmed.
By the way, nobody gets. There's 2 people who get the most attention out of all the guests. It's Josh and Joey Boats.
Joey Boats.
Josh
And
loves it.
loves
Joe
it,
doesn't.
and Joe Turtles.
Joe
and he's
Turtles.
just like, oh, fuck.
Josh was like, oh,
Why did I
man.
ever do this?
Yeah. So Joey Boats will be there. That's awesome. So is it you, Joey Boats, and a couple other just randoms?
My cousin from last year and one of my buddies from Reading from last year. Same 2. Only one guy dropped out.
Nice. There was a scramble we played one time where like might have like taken a car all the way from Mount Hood down to like the streets of here, and like it was bad.
I
Sad.
think I talked about
what's that? Oh, when we took the golf cart?
Yeah.
Wait, what did we do to remind me?
I think you left with a golf cart.
Oh, you're talking about what, like a bunch of years ago?
Yeah. Man.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, what was that tournament? I forget.
I don't know, but
Doesn't really
we were
matter.
well received.
We took a golf cart. We were first we were driving people from the clubhouse. There was a party at the fishing game, so we were driving people down because everyone had to park. Fishing game was packed, so everyone was parking up in the upper lot of Mount Hood. We're driving people down to the fishing game, and we are pretty hammered, and then I think it was my buddy Jeff and I. At one point, we took the golf cart and drove it down the little dirt road near the lower maintenance barn, around the neighborhood, driving through the neighborhood. People like raking the leaves, like, what the hell is these 2 doing? Drove it to the frog pond. I know no one knows what that is, but it's the end of Grove Street. And
I thought you were talking about the bar in Everett.
lost control somehow. Ditched it. Almost took Jeff's head off with a tree branch. Hit into kind of a swamp. Took off running. Went home. And I mean, there's not much more to the story other than there was a little piece in the newspaper in the Free Press that week, like 2 youths steal golf cart from Mount Hood.
I know a guy that took from the same exact establishment, took a golf cart to a bar/restaurant that might be next to the town line.
Yeah.
Had a couple beers there and drove it back.
Oh yeah,
He's driving off of Penny Road.
Penny Road.
yeah.
Just brought it right down to where Garden Remedies.
I got a
is,
million
just fucking
stories.
cruise.
I have
Yeah.
a million stories of working up at Mount Hood and driving golf carts around up there. We were 16 years old, and we had the keys
Yeah.
to
Free
the car
carts.
parts.
Yeah.
40 golf carts, and we had the keys. And we'd get there at like 5 in the morning. We'd put the pins out, put the water jugs out. I mean, I won't get into it, but it was like I have a million stories of driving golf carts. We
Well,
used to
tell
pull
the story
governor.
when the guy came. The maintenance guy for the carts.
Oh yeah, when he gave it the beginning of the season, and he was like,
Because we would take these carts out when we would go drinking them.
"Yeah, we'd go drinking up there, and we'd open the car barn out, and there'd be like 15 carts driving around. We had no idea where they were. And the next morning, we'd get there at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd be like, holy shit, there's one down there. Broken axle. We'd be towing them back in. Like there was 40 carts in the barn. And there was 1 week we had 17 broken down golf carts. And it was not because it needed an oil change. It was because
It was
the
Demolition
axle
Derby.
was broken. The steering column was broken. One time we were driving up. We were driving across the first fairway, and there was like an elevated cart path, and it was like a perfect grass ramp. And my buddy Kaz would be up front. Someone else would be up front. I'd be on the back bumper holding on to the bag thing, you know, and oh my God. It was so funny. We hit it. There were golfers on the tee. It was the middle of the day. We hit the jump. The front of the cart went so high in the air, skidded across the cart path, and when it came down, the force, because before we'd hit the grass ramp, I would put my weight down on the bumper so that the front tires would lift. Right in front of these guys. They must have been 30 feet to our left. One of the guys worked there, and he was probably in his 60s at the time. And the cart went up, it came down. And when the front tires landed, the seat, the bags attached to the back seats, it snapped off, and I fell off the bumper, and I was getting dragged across the fairway on my knees. And I was like, stop. And I get up, I'm like, holy shit. And the guy on the tee's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I held it up. We drove up. We had to drive past the clubhouse to get it back to the compound, and I'm just holding the seats up. And we pull it in the breakdown lane. That was one of 17, like completely demolished carts.
So the guy had come in, and he was like, they're all sitting there, and like the guy who like fixes the carts, he's like a contractor, like comes in, and he just looks around, he's got a clipboard, he's just like, fuck, he fucking slams it down, like, what the fuck?
Steve Woodbury, he goes, guys, it was the beginning of the season. He's like, we are not going to be damaging these carts. He gave us a big speech, and we were all kind of chuckling. And he was like, it's like, all right, buddy. We used to pull the governor. They'd go from 12 to 22 miles an hour. And one time, the pro was driving up the road, and me and Kaz were getting pins. It was later in the day. Kaz came out onto the paved road. He's like, you could hear the tires. Then you see me side swipe him, again, going back, and the guy. I mean, it was amazing that we never got fired because he was like, Jesus Christ, guys! And we stopped next to him. Boom, boom. Both carts backfired because the governors are pulled. And he's like, punch out, go home. And we were like, that was the extent of our punishment.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, we had a lot of access.
Technology ruins everything.
Yeah.
It does.
Now you can't.
Now you can't do it anymore.
The
GPSs.
car just stops. You can only reverse.
Yeah.
There's one more story I'm going to have you break it out towards the end. You don't know what it is, but I'm going to bring it up and see if you'll tell it. I don't think this person listens to the podcast, even though they're a very close friend of ours. So we got another big night, though, real quick. Tomorrow night, we're recording this Friday. Tomorrow night is Shay's fight. Shay Wilcox. That reel that I stole from Broadway Boxing and then put TNT to, him in the ring with the Corco shirt, throwing the fastest hands I've ever seen. I was like, I had the fucking chills.
Yeah, it was sick.
I had the chills. I showed it to Tommy. I go, this is why if you ever see a kid who's like $150 and you're like, I could probably fuck that kid up, don't count on it. Like, this kid would take your teeth out of your mouth in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's fired up. I was in the gym yesterday. I saw him in there.
Yes, tell the story.
It was, it's just a fucking walking into a gym. I just sent the reel, so you might see
I'll
it
do
later.
it. Yeah.
But just seeing the characters in a boxing gym, it's something out of a movie. You just have a guy in there giving zero advice. He's 105 years old. Scally cap, tracksuit on. We got a rail champion in there, boys. Rail champion. And I'm like, what's he do? And he's just there.
But he's
old
he
type
found
man.
an old picture of him with Don King.
Don King, Mickey Ward, like the guy's definitely in like the circuit.
Yeah.
He better be there tomorrow.
Dude, when you're in the fight game like that, you're such a different type of person. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're like, it's an antiquated like throwback thing to be like, I'm always around a boxing situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's something that we give to it that's noble. You know what I mean? We're like, yeah, fucking, he runs a boxing gym. It's like dangerous, but like also disciplined. It's like fascinating to us. You know what I mean?
There was also a kid in there, and if you ever seen $1 Million Baby,
Yeah.
you know the kid that
Well,
always,
like kill yourself after you see the movie.
yeah, for sure. But you know the kid that's in the gym every day.
Yeah.
And he's like, so Broadway Boxing has a kid like that in there, and it's awesome because like he's in the gym. I mean, he's in the ring just fucking throwing the wildest punches.
Yeah.
And the trainers are just like, wait till your pro fight. And I just got fucking chills. And I was like, this is fucking right on the $1 million baby. And he's like, I can't wait. And I was like, oh, that's fucking
All
great.
right, so it's gonna be 77 degrees. Originally, we said we wanted to get like suits and shit. I talk a big game, as we say. We talk a lot. Now I'm debating. I kind of want to dress up, but it's gonna be like 75 degrees.
It's gonna be 80 during the day.
So I think, and it's gonna be in a high school gym. So
Yeah.
you can't imagine it's gonna be.
This is Saturday?
This is Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm imagining that I think I'm gonna wear my Shannon Rover Shane jersey and then scally cap, maybe some outlander sunglasses, just to give it a little vibe. You know what I mean? I can't wait for this fucking fight. I'm so excited for this kid. I'm excited that we sponsored him too. Like it's awesome. You know what I mean? It's just like
So it's also cool because his first fight, he was like the middle card. He's co-main eventing this.
Nice.
So there is 7 fights. It might actually be 6 because I'm hearing rumors that there might be a fight that dropped out. It didn't happen. So whatever it is, he's not the main event. He's the one right before it.
How's the kid he's fighting?
I don't know much about him. I know he's a Brazilian kid.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys watched that video. Shay's fucking knocking this dude's dick loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shay's dialed.
Dude,
It's
he is
dialed in.
dialed in. And yeah, it's
Also,
like
one of
awesome.
the most disgusting things ever. You know those suits that you wear when you're trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
So after he got out of the ring, he had to take that off. The amount of fucking water and sweat.
I know, yeah.
Dude, he dumped it in a bucket, and I thought he was wringing out a fucking clothes.
Dude.
It was disgusting.
That thing you shared. So the other night we got we talked about this last week, right? But we got Dave's Hot Check and we watched the UFC. But I watched the Patty the Baddie follow-up video where he did like the weight cut.
Yeah.
And first of all, like they're cutting 25 pounds like in 3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's the best. That reel you sent where he's like, I'd rather
Yeah.
be fat and happy. He's like, I
Yeah.
got a 6-pack. Who gives a fuck? He's like
Yeah.
eating a piece of pizza after the fight.
Yeah.
Dude, he did a move. Like I was just like watching it, and he did a move where he like basically climbed his back up the fucking wall, and then he like got his legs around the guy's neck at full height,
Dude,
and then
he's-
like took him down. Like I'm like, what the fuck?
He's fucking awesome.
He's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his reels are just unbelievable. Listen to him talk. Did you
He's
see
just
the
content.
one? Did you see the one where he was walking his dog and
No.
they get him on ring camera? Did you see that one?
No.
So he walks up to the ring camera and he hits the button and the girl answers and she's not home. But he's like, oh, can I just get your can you come out and get me some water? My dog took a vicious shit in front of you and I can't pick it up. I have the bags, but it's like disgusting sloppy shit. And she's like, she goes, is that Patty the Baddie? It is. He's like, you got a bucket of water for me? And I'm doing terrible at his
That
accent.
is pretty bad.
But
Yeah.
so she's like, don't worry, I'll clean it up. It's a fucking hilarious reel.
That's like a cross between like an Indian accent and an Irish accent. But the way I like to do it is like, because I have the kind of the same accent.
Yeah.
What I like to say is it's an Indian guy who moved to Ireland a bunch of years ago, picked up on the brogue a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's actually harder
to do
harder
than a
accent
real
to do
one.
than a regular.
Yeah.
You know, so
Can you do
I
it?
commend you for that, huh?
Can you do it?
It's like, give me another pint of Guinness, sir.
Great job, Mohammed.
You know?
We've said this. I said it yesterday in a text that Brendan and Danny are the fucking impressionists. I should just stick to fucking.
I don't have a
talking
great
in my,
impression. I can do
talk to
Asian.
my
I
own
can
voice.
do like a kind of a good Asian one.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Well, it's like it's.
We have a lot of Asian listenership. Go ahead.
We
it.
do?
No, we don't.
We have a lot of
Go ahead.
Asians?
If we do,
It's
it
like-
doesn't matter.
Um,
I don't think there's anything wrong with imitating somebody the way they speak. I don't think that's anything wrong
no,
with
there's
that.
We
nothing
said
wrong with
that
it.
episode 1.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? My kids are always like, "Dad, you can't do that." It's like, well, I mean, it's how people speak. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything racist about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, hello, welcome to Asia Island. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's what's
right?
ludicrous.
I'm
Mr.
working
Rice.
on it still.
That's Mr. Rice.
I'm still working on it, and I do it. I walk around the house all the time, and I'm like, "Hello!" I just like when my kids are walking through the living room, and they're just waking up, and it's a Sunday morning. And I've been up for 2 hours, and they come through the kitchen door, and I'm just like, "Hello, welcome to Asia Island."
Dude,
I don't even know what that means.
I got a quick story.
Sounds like a great Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
I'm not going to name the name, but so Bakes, our buddy Bakes got married and whatever, years and years ago. And me and Josh were there, and I was co-best men on this thing. So I went second for the speech and brought the house down. And no big deal. But then, like, one of the guys who used to coach us in basketball not Pappas, another guy who coached with Bakes, was like, I've known this guy forever. And he's like, serious dude and great basketball player. And he was like, dude, you should be a stand-up. He's like with his wife. I'm meeting his wife. Like, I've never had a beer with this guy. And now it's like, and he was always a bad motherfucker, right? And I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I felt so cool. And he's like, you should be a stand-up comedian. You're fucking hilarious, all that stuff. And he's like, and like, this guy's so straight arrow, like doesn't fucking barely crack smiles, right? And then he's like, I do a little bit, you know. And I'm like, oh, do you? And he's like, yeah. He goes, well, you have a place in Maine, and we do this. We order from this place called Firewood. It's an Asian place. And he goes, so I do a little bit on that. And I'm like, oh, what's the bit? And he's like, fucking takes his beer. And he's like, I never forget it. He's like, his wife's sitting next to him. He's like, all right, hold on. He's like, hands her the beer to hold. And he's like, you've reached Firewood. And I'm like, and he's like, would you like Chinese food? And I'm like, all right. Like, I'm waiting for like this, like something to develop. And it's like, I'm like, dude, everybody was doing this like accent when we were in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's the bit. Like, it's like,
one to do.
This guy never evolved. You know it's going to be good when some guy corners you after you just bring the house down.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, let me tell you my bit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
You ever heard an Asian accent before?
Yeah.
that's what I started doing.
Watch what I do.
That's how I'm gonna ruin my relationship with Will Noonan. I'm just gonna keep texting and be like, this is a good bit you should do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you do yours? Because yours is unbelievable.
Yeah. So I actually
This is specifically a Malden impression. You did it on stage the other night.
yeah, and it, verbatim, Paul Gilligan, who is one of my favorite comedians ever. It just happens he's
Takes my
from
guts,
Malden.
but that's all right.
He doesn't hate guts.
around.
He was like, that was the funniest fucking thing ever. So we used to, where I grew up, an abundance of Asians, Vietnamese, Cambodian. So like we would play marbles, and they would, you know. So what you want to do with your finger is bend it back, bend it all the way back, and you hit it with a double. It's a double hit. It's a double hit. I live in Malden. I live in the Malden, Massachusetts.
That is the best one I've ever heard, dude.
I live in Malden. And Josh, you the iron worker. You the iron worker. You go in the big building. You big building.
You got the deep throat.
It's the fucking duck. Like that shit, yeah. Peking duck.
That is unbelievable, dude. that is the
good.
best one I've ever heard. When you did it on stage, I had never heard you do it.
Yeah.
And when you did it on stage the other day, I was like, this is fucking
the
money.
night before, we had cousins night with Bridget, Molly, Gabe. You guys all know, and you know, things got out of hand drinking wise, and I just started doing the Asian stuff, and they were in tears, and I was threatened basically, and they said you have to do this on stage. So I put it into my bit where I talk about a Chinese wake, and it just kind of took off, and it was great.
Oh, it's a great bit. It's a great bit.
I
Do
did.
you have any shows coming up?
I'm not sure about the actual date yet, but I got something for Mulkey. I think it's in June, the end of June.
Nice. You got to get up more, dude. You have to be doing
I
it
do.
more.
I do.
Because you're very good.
Yeah, they said that was the best one yet.
Dude, for your
Yeah, you
level of
crushed it.
experience, like you're way far away from like where you should be. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're like way above like your pay grade. Like, you know
I
what mean?
appreciate that.
Which is good.
Real quick, so we
So
talked.
you can't leave the show if you get
No,
famous.
absolutely not, dude. This is
yeah,
my-
we need coattails to ride.
That's right.
Me and Brendan aren't going to be able to do this on our own.
I did tell you guys in a text yesterday that I had a pretty good Cosby impression.
Yeah.
But it's full warning. This wasn't my joke. This is Eddie Griffin impersonating Bill Cosby if he was a pimp. And I've been doing this for about 20 years. It's the same exact thing as what he said. So Bill Cosby is a pimp. No. You see, I put you on the corner so you can get my money. Now, if you don't get my money, I'm going to stick my pudding pop in your mouth and make you suck it.
Look at
Bill
Cosby. Look at the talent we have here. You know what I mean?
Bill Cosby.
Imitating Chinese, black people,
Yeah.
you know?
It's the
Like,
best.
you know.
You do a real good white guy, too. Look at here, pal.
Yeah.
You have random impersonations like Ryan, obviously.
Yeah, that's like people that I know, though.
Yeah,
That's the
you gotta
problem.
stick with
You know what I mean?
That's what people will say. Oh, like before I started doing comedy, my whole life, you should get on stage. And I'm like, and impersonate who? The guy sits at the IA bar? Like, that's not going to make me $1 million.
No one knows who Jay Hurley is.
About it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm waiting to break out my Al impersonation for the next time he comes on, though. I got a good impersonation of Al. By the way, listen to Bad Brain. That was a great episode they just did.
It was good,
Give him a
yeah.
little shout out.
Lou Champy.
That kid's hilarious, dude.
He is fucking funny.
That kid's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's got a gift.
Dude, that kid can do anything. I feel like he should be on Saturday Night Live.
He can-
Like,
he's
got a
he
gift.
does all these like different impressions. The one he does of the old Italian guy.
Yeah.
Oh, The
Dude,
fucking
I
lip.
walked into Maggie last night. I'm gonna say this because she doesn't listen to the show anymore, so it doesn't fucking matter. She never listens to the show. She interrupted the show last week, by the way. I'll put that out.
That was perfect though.
Yeah, it was perfect. I go up last night. I go, you got to see this. When he does the guy, he does an old Italian guy gossiping.
Yeah.
This kid's like a 34-year-old kid. It's like, it's like, have you seen her out in the street? She looks horrible. Like it's fucking spot on for like a guy from Revere. I'm sure it's Maggie. She's just not even laughing. I'm like, I'm getting divorced from you. Like, because I know she just wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pressing it on her. She's laying in bed. I'm like, look at this.
Yeah.
Watch how funny this is.
She's sitting there just scrolling, and she's like, "Here he comes again."
Yeah,
This
here he comes
fucking-
again to show me some shit.
this
You know what I mean?
fucking
Oh,
dickhead.
geez, yeah,
Once
yeah.
again, he's
Just
coming to
rolling
talk
her
to me.
eyes. Yeah,
Yeah.
marriage is tough, man. When you
It
get
is,
married for a
yeah.
long time, it's not easy. It's not,
It's not a smooth road.
How long you been married now?
Me?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, Josh. Why
I'm
would
20 this year.
why would you put me on the spot like this?
20.
This year's 20.
13.
you know what I love that Court and I always forget our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, he goes,
we forget it like
You didn't
almost
pay attention.
every time. I do. You said 14.
13.
13, yeah.
whatever.
Whatever.
Same difference.
You know what Court does? Like she always seems to be able to tell me everything that I'm doing wrong. Most wives do, I think, right?
Sure.
I mean, I think the latest one was that I don't read well. And I was like, wow, what do you mean I don't read well? And she wasn't saying it to me. She was saying it to someone else in that kitchen. And it wasn't the actual thing that she said. Oh, he doesn't read well. No, it was like, I think she was saying like, he's not comprehending what he's reading. He's like, I'm not reading emails well, but it's like, Jesus Christ, what else am I not doing well? It's like, I'm not washing the dishes well. I'm not cleaning the house well. Now I'm not reading well. It's like, I've been reading, I'm 48. I've been reading for 34 years. This is the first time. Is that accurate
Yeah,
math? 34
probably.
years. You start reading when you're about 14. Yeah. This is the first I'm hearing of that. That I'm not reading well.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at her and I was thinking I'm like, you know what? This isn't a bad reflection on me. This is a poor reflection on you because you
Stuck
had to
around.
stoop down long enough, stoop down low enough to marry a dummy. It's like it's hard. All these guys out there, all these smart, successful men, good jobs, make a lot of money. They didn't want to marry you. You had to stoop down to me, right? And I'm saying, I was just like, Jesus Christ, a compliment would be well because it's more of a reflection on the woman. Like, I could be walking around like a big dummy. Everyone loves me still, right? Look at this big dummy, right? But it's always like, oh, geez, she had to marry such a dummy. I don't know why that.
What
I don't know
went
why I
wrong?
on that rant?
What went wrong with her life that she married
What
this dummy?
what's
Yeah.
wrong with her life?
Yeah, how
that she
bad
had
was
to
your
stoop
life?
down and
Yeah.
marry this complete idiot.
I would pay.
He's not reading well.
I would pay good money to just have a camera in Josh's kitchen to see the interactions between you and Court.
Yeah, we have some good interactions.
I would
She's a
pay.
nice lady. I love her.
Yeah.
and she's she
She's a
does
nice
lot.
lady.
She does a lot, but sometimes she's a little too critical of me, and I have to put it out on the airways.
Well, I mean, listen,
You know
this
what
is
I
what
mean?
the internet's for. You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
the
Is to put it
internet's
out
for.
there.
That's why we're
America
I mean?
needs to know.
Yeah. I mean, listen, these women married us, and that's like, you know what the thing is, though? Like, everybody loves us, so it must be annoying to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm being
Well, you live
honest.
together long enough, right? And things get annoying.
Yeah,
And some people point it out to their spouse, and some people hold it in. It's probably better to point it out.
sure. Yeah, like you can't read for shit.
Yeah, you can't read.
You can't
Or
read.
you're not comprehending.
Imagine
your
we just
reading.
found out you can't read. Like, you literally can't
Imagine
read.
that. I was like, imagine if you like made me read something right now, and I was like, and you guys. Oh,
Well, the good news is we
can't
have a
read.
bunch of sponsors. If you want to read that, we can just judge for
No,
ourselves.
no, I don't like reading in public. That's one thing I don't like to do.
It's a good excuse for her though, because if you do something stupid outside, she can be like, "He's 2 grade levels behind in reading."
Dude, listen, I don't know why it just came into my mind, but like,
Yeah. Oh, it's like when you get arrested for a DUI, and it's like, wow, he hasn't been able to read most of his life. So.
Sir, touch your nose and say the alphabet. He's
I
like,
can't
I
read.
can't read.
Like
Yeah,
1,
that's it.
2, 3,
It's like-
4, 5, 6.
Wait a second, Your Honor. Like,
Officer,
I can't read.
It's true. He
he's
can't.
illiterate.
Yeah. She steps up. Yeah, no, it's true. She's my
true,
lawyer.
officer.
She's my court-appointed lawyer. No, Your Honor, it's true. He doesn't read. He
Can't read for shit.
can't read. And he doesn't do a lot of things well. And driving is one of them. He actually wasn't even drunk. He just sucks at driving too.
Dude, I remember this like it was yesterday. So we were 22 or 23. Me and O'Malley were living in Southie. And we went down to our buddy Mark Chapman's place. His parents owned like a ton of funeral homes, so we went down to their funeral home, and we used to. There was one that was kind of like wasn't operational, so we could kind of party down there. So we were with these girls, we were just partying with the ghosts, you know. So we were with these girls that went to school with me at St. Mike's, and like one of their younger sisters who was like whatever, she was like 22. So like the next day, this girl's like, "Hey, let's go to like we can stop at my parents, which is on the way back, and like Onset or something, and like have lunch and stuff." And I'm like, this sounds sick. Like fucking something else to do the next day on the Sunday when you're going back. Sounds great. And Mark's like kind of like Chabby's like, I don't know, like we might have to get back. He was also my roommate, and I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like we got nothing to do tomorrow. And so we get there, and like her dad owned a construction company. He was a complete hard ass. And like I looked at him, he goes, "This is why I was saying like you don't want to come here." So the guy goes, "Hey, we're gonna boys." He goes, "Come down here." It was like 4 of us, and I'm like, "All right." And he goes, "We're gonna take this. See that buoy out there? We're gonna go out there. We're gonna wade out there. Then we're gonna have to swim a little bit, and we're gonna move that buoy, which is on a concrete thing, like somewhere." And I'm like, "We're all so hungover, right?" And I'm just like, "This is the worst fucking day of my life, right?" And he goes, "Then I'm going to make you guys a bunch of hot dogs. How do you think about that?" I'm like, "Sweet, fucking hot dogs. Couldn't get those anywhere else." My buddy CJ looks at me, and I'm like, "Why are you looking at me?" And he goes to the guy that owned the house. He goes, "Hey, he can't swim," to me. And the guy's like, "You can't swim?" And I'm like, I start to open my mouth. But CJ goes, "Never learned. He never learned how to swim." And this wasn't the kind of guy you could be like, "We're busting balls." So I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know how to swim." And he's like, "That is a shame." He goes, that's a real shame. He goes, all right. He takes the other 3 guys out there. They fucking end up moving things. So now I'm sitting on the shore like a dickhead, right? Like I can't help because I can't swim. Like I'm just sitting there, right? So then he comes back. The guy makes us the worst hot dogs. He makes pearl hot dogs, the fucking ones the size of your dick. Like literally, like fucking 2 big hot dogs. You know what I mean? Like nobody wants an XL hot dog. That's like super thick.
Costco hot dog?
Yeah. Women want thick cocks, I think, but not thick hot dogs. These are horrible, right? Then the guy's like, "Hey, I just went in the house." He's like, I looked into it. He goes, "There's a, said you live in South Boston?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Down at the Dorchester, like whatever." He's like, "They give swim lessons for adults." He's like, "So
I signed you
He's
up.
like, no. I got the information for you. I printed it out. He's handing me printouts of adult swim classes. I'm like, dude, I'm like with my buddy CJ on the way home. I'm like, that was the worst thing anybody's ever done to me, like ever in their fucking life. He can't swim.
He cucked you.
I mean,
too bad.
I should have done. I should have gone in the water and just been like, ah! Just like, pretending I was just dying.
CJ put you in an Adirondack on the beach.
Dude,
He's like, "Sit in
absolutely.
this cuck chair."
Dude, he buried me.
Yeah.
It was one of the best movies I've ever seen, though.
That's great.
Did you ever see the John Wayne video when the little kid was like, "Well, I can't swim," and he's like, "What? You can't swim?"
Oh, he throws him right in.
And he picks him up by his belt buckle and his shirt. And he throws him in the water. You've never seen that?
I have.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It is very
You gotta
funny.
watch
Is it a
that.
real video?
Oh, it's on YouTube. Yeah, just look how John Wayne throws kid in water, and it is one of the funniest things you've ever seen. It was a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Aunt Linda wanted me to do that to my kid. And she's like, "Just throw them in. That's how they learn."
There
I
are
go,
people that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they learn. I'm like, what are we talking about here? I'm
Yeah,
not-
I was like,
they have swimmies for a reason.
Yeah, it's like we've gotten past this. You don't need to like baptism by fire. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
should get Lou Gehrig's disease. It fucking helps out your immune system.
See if you can beat it.
Yeah.
I should go ring that guy's doorbell and be like, "I finally learned how to swim. Thank you for that fucking instruction all those years ago, 20 years ago."
That pamphlet.
By the way, like we were driving out of there, Chappie was like, my buddy Chappie's like, "I fucking told you it was gonna suck. It fucking sucked." Like he had us doing fucking chores the entire time. They served us horrible hot dogs. That's not the way you want to end a bender. Like, you know what I mean? Like you want to end a bender, like cruise out of it.
Right.
So we were gonna talk about holidays a little bit today and talk about top 5 things, which I had a little bit of a list. It's not really a draft. I think we just kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you my first thing that I was thinking about.
More about like
Can you throw me one of those?
traditions, right?
Well, I
Holiday
was thinking like
traditions?
anything that goes together with the holidays, right?
Yeah.
So like I'll give you an example. Yesterday was like my favorite. That was me going to Cappy's basically with a blank checkbook. We're having people over on Easter, so it's like Maggie's like, just get like everything. Now I'm gonna have to go back because of today probably, but like you're just in there, you're like, doesn't matter. I got a blank check. You know what I mean? Like I can spend whatever I want on fucking booze.
Yep.
$340 specifically.
Wow.
Well,
Not
I
hard.
mean, it's not hard.
It
No,
isn't.
It isn't.
dude, you buy
Not in this economy.
no. The good thing is with us
Fucking
buying booze, I'm like,
tariffs.
I'm gonna use it no matter what.
not with
you
the
know?
way we drink.
Fucking tariff.
Dude, imagine like I've heard this before. People are like, I never knew how much money I was gonna save I stopped drinking. You know what I mean? That was just like a nice byproduct. And I'm like, that sucks.
It's actually, I've had a couple buddies that did stop drinking. And I'm like, oh, you saving some money? And they're like, no. I mean, it's like,
I would just buy more clothes. Like I'm an impulsive buyer. I am. I know I am.
Yeah, you just spend it on something else.
Yeah.
That was my father's. Like people rave about like saving money at Market Basket. He goes, I'm still spending the same amount. I just get fucking more food.
Yeah.
He goes, you're not saving money. He goes, you're still.
Well, I will say this about Market
yeah.
Basket. I know this is like now we're getting really hyper local here on a podcast that gets listened to in California. No big deal, flex. But Market Basket, which is the cheapest, they have the best prices. It's the fucking prices on their fucking protein and meat that's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's so different than when you go to fucking Stop and Shop.
And one of the best things is everyone's there, and it's so busy all the time because of the prices. Your produce is so fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strawberries don't go bad. The lettuce doesn't go bad. You go to fucking Star Market and get strawberries. Fuck you, Star Market.
Fuck Star Market.
This is brought
That's
to you
why I've been
by
saying that for a long time.
Star Market.
Star Market can suck my dick. How do you
Dude,
like that?
their produce is terrible. You buy a head of lettuce,
Gone.
it's bad within a day.
yeah.
We should burn that.
Did you ever
place
go to the
down.
Market Basket in Chelsea?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love
That's
that
a nice
place.
one.
Yeah, I used to live
That
there.
is the
so
most
That's the biggest.
Updated.
most used
Is it?
Market Basket in the country.
Really?
It was when they built that, because I used to go to the old one there. when
the
I
old
lived
one
there.
was-
the old one was smaller.
You had
and
to
it
have-
was packed.
You had to have a tough chin to go in that place.
Yeah.
I used to go at 7 in the morning or 7
Didn't
at
matter.
night.
Some of them too. Some of them too.
Somerville
You
had
been
one,
to the
yeah.
Somerville one?
No.
Some of one's still small, and it's fucking packed all
Packed.
the time. Dude, there was a guy, an old man, with his cot, pushing it through me, going, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, old man, I'll punch you in the face.
Sip it or I
Don't
break your
say,
hip.
yeah,
Right.
Old man River. I was like, dude, don't beep at me.
Especially
You're
with
not
the
in a-
stress around the holidays.
I was like,
the holidays.
It wasn't even the holidays.
Oh.
It was just fucking, it was June.
That's when you fucking
and I threatened-
they grabbed that old
I
man by the
threatened to
neck.
hit an 80-year-old.
You should have hit him.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'll punch you in the face.
You should have
He's
hit
like-
him.
It would have been great.
Your days are limited as it is.
Yeah, he stopped beeping.
It would have been great because you're on a podcast now, so you could tell that story.
Yeah.
He's not listening. He's dead.
No, he's not.
Fitz
I
killed
would
him.
love to
Honestly,
see
I
it.
was probably like 23,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I will fucking punch you.
Um,
Stop beeping.
Yeah, I don't know. We always host Easter, so like I love Easter because it's like the one holiday I don't have to go anywhere. And when Maggie's like, I was told this to on this podcast a million times, like if you are in the mid-20s scoping out for a partner, look, love can't be controlled. But what I would say is that if you can find somebody that doesn't have a split family, probably better. You know what I mean? Because you're driving everywhere.
Back and forth, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. But like, this is the one holiday we don't have to go anywhere. You know what I mean? It's this one and Thanksgiving every other year we have at my sister's. And I actually love going to my brother-in-law's too, down in Walpole. But, you know, like it's a drive. You know what I mean? So, but the good news is now, dude, the other night we went to camping at my sister's. You know who drove home? Tommy.
Nice.
Because I'm like, let's go. Like, this is what happens when your dad's a piece of shit. So you're going to drive him home a lot.
Built
you know
in,
what I mean?
built in DD.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got to drive your old man home when he's a little fucking 3 sheets, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those days.
Yeah. What, when your kids are driving you around?
Well, yeah, when you can have a designated driver, it's a good learning lesson for them.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It was like, hey,
It's time to pay the rent.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and of course he enjoed that, right?
Yeah, he
Enjoy
loved
driving.
it. Yeah, he was drunk too, but it was fine. He was shit faced. So all right, let's do a couple ads real quick, and then we got voicemails, and then so we got all right. Let's start off with Joe Ben Franklin Print Company. They're gonna do everything for the golf tournament. They just did Josh's sweatshirts. They came out
Unbelievable job.
I love mine. There's nothing like getting a new hoodie. I think Josh said that. He's like, dude, there's nothing better than someone hands you a new
It's
hoodie.
awesome, dude.
Well, and the
it
best
was
part was
unexpected.
the turnaround was very quick. After I
Yeah.
finally made the decision of the picture on the back, it was like, I don't know what it was, a week and a half later.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, they're ready. I was surprised.
Yeah. Tell them you're a Corker. He gives you 10% off. They're the best. BenFranklinPrintCode.com. And they're up in Middleton, Mass. I don't have the number in front of me, but you have Google, so feel free to use it. Bellas?
Bella's reigning champ, as you know. They won the Beef Madness, 1211 Osgood Street. North Andover, bellasna.com. Harry, Sandra, the entire team up there. I mean, obviously, I don't know the girls' names up front. They're all sweethearts. I always tip them very well.
They're great.
Great people up there. We cannot announce it yet, but we got a text the other day that there's going to be something happening in June.
Yep. Tease.
When we know, you'll know. But
Yep.
it is a big day in June up at Bella's.
Yep.
But until then, go out there, get your beefs, get your steak tips, get your tap water. I tell you all the time, it's the best in the game.
Dude, I'll tell you who you don't fuck with is Greeks. Just don't fuck with Greeks. I'm just saying that right now. I grew up in a family where
Fuck the Greeks.
I grew up with my mother's two best friends are Greek. I mean, these are great people. Nobody can hold a grudge like a Greek. I'll just say that. Like, nobody works harder than Greeks.
No.
Like, they'll outwork you and they'll out-hate you.
Yeah.
Like, that's the bottom line. Like,
sure.
they will hold a grudge forever. And you want to do American Benchcraft real quick?
Yeah. AmericanBenchcraft.com, at Benchcraft on Instagram. Union shop, veteran owned, best leather goods in the world. My neighbor, driving down the street the other day,
Yep.
he's 65 years old, maybe.
Yep. About my age.
He go about Brendan's age. He goes, he stops, pulls his car to a stop, rolls down his window, turns up the volume, and it's us talking on his radio. He listens to the podcast and he knows the Angelini brothers.
Love it.
He says, I used to coach Chris and his brother in something, basketball maybe. Either way, he's like, great kids. He's like, I own a belt. I own a wallet. Great products. Check out American Benchcraft. Nothing better for leather products.
Yep, they're the absolute best. I have the belt. I got the tool bag. I got the fucking ledger. I have the wallet.
Yep.
I own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm an owner of every product pretty much that they're putting out. I need a new belt. I'm on the last notch right now of my belt. So
Shout out to Bob too, my neighbor.
shout out to Bob, your neighbor.
Bob, your neighbor's the
great
best.
listener. I was thinking about this the other day because I was like, somebody was like, asked me how old Al was because he looks like he's 55. I'm just kidding.
That's rude.
And
I'll-
like
I'll
Justin,
stick
I'm
up
like,
for
oh, they're
Al.
like 37, I think. And
That's
then
my age.
About
yeah,
that,
your
yeah.
age, and then Fitzy, you're 42,
43 now.
43. And I'm like,
fine.
I'm like the elder statesman of like all this. You know what I mean?
Not
Even
much-
though if I haven't been doing it,
much
no, but
older
like
than
you know,
me.
what? Hanging out with young people keeps you young. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's what I would say.
Shop too.
Shop.
That's why
Keeps you
Master
sharp.
Splinter stayed around so long.
That's right. I'm
Yeah.
I'm like Master Splinter, but
Yeah.
like fatter and
Not a rat.
not a rat. Yeah, exactly.
Michelangelo.
You know what annoys me so? No, it doesn't annoy me. I shouldn't say that, but like I got it yesterday again, and I'm not like saying it because my sister was like, she started seeing all these reels of Shane Gillis, and she's like, it's crazy how much you look like him and how much like the little like eye twitch is like him and stuff. Danny Suda had said this to me too.
Yeah.
It annoys me only because I'm like I'm never gonna be worth like $80 million. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
I,
and
think
I'm like,
I actually think it's unbelievable that like mannerisms and everything with you and Shane Gillis.
Yeah,
I've
the
seen-
mannerisms are spot on.
It's
yeah, none of the good bits. You know what I mean? Or like the smoke show girlfriend that he has. You know? Yeah, I mean, we'll work on it. People would like if I started doing stand up, people would be like, "Oh, this is just like a worst Shane Gillis ripoff I've ever seen in my life."
Timu.
Yeah. You actually texted Will Noonan the other night, buzzed up, saying like you wanted to get up on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did
Drunk
Fitzy
Fitzy.
make
Drunk
plans?
Fitzy makes a lot of plans.
What do you mean the other night at the comedy show?
No.
Or-
We were
No,
just texting
after
him.
we were just
Oh.
we were texting him. What was it after? It was after his show. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
So here's what
Yeah, I was
here's what I
like-
think we should do. All right, if you're up for it, and I want to see if Al will do it too. All right, hey Josh, you're more than welcome to get in on this.
Is this like a pregnancy pack type of thing?
This is like more like a like we jerked off at summer camp, but didn't tell anybody together.
Supporting bros supporting
Yeah, bros,
bros.
supporting bros. I'm thinking like we get Will right.
Yeah.
We all start to write 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He will help us with it. I know he will. He told me he will do this. Give us ideas.
This is going to be the best day of my life.
Right? And then the three of us will do 5 minutes.
What?
Somewhere.
Capo on Wednesday?
Maybe Capo. Yeah, we'll
Or
promote it.
wherever.
We'll get a bunch of people there.
All right.
Have I run this by Will? No, but I know he'll do it. I know he's good for it. And he'll
He's
give
feeding
us
the
a little.
baby like,
yeah,
fuck me.
he'll give us. He'll give us some fucking. He'll help us streamline like our fucking shit. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, we'll have Will on. We'll tape it. We'll post it. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll do it. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
What do you mean? Is it like standing on a stage and doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up.
5 minutes of stand up.
I mean, I think I could come up with
write
a
a-
couple minutes.
Yeah, you
3
can write a
minutes.
couple.
Let's knock me down to 3 minutes.
Okay, you want 3?
Yeah. I'll
right.
just do impersonations. Like, I'll
So it's
just talk-
basically like sex. Like,
Huh?
You just got a good 3 minutes in you.
Right. That's all I'm good for. And then
2 minutes is taking
then
off
my
the clothes.
abdominal muscles will be fucking.
Which, by
going
the
to
way, I
pieces.
have to say this, getting off topic of that, is that on Bad Brain a while back, they were talking about Nico, who was trying to get on the show. Nico, who I love, fucking best kid in the world. He had this girlfriend, and she was like complaining that like he was popping so soon. Like he would be worth like 30 seconds in the rack.
Right.
And I'm like, I think that's like a compliment to the woman. It's
Yeah.
like, man, you are so hot, I can't even fucking keep it together.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You could frame it that way.
Yeah, that's how I always framed it. You know
Yeah,
what I
right.
mean? It's like, what do you want me to do? I'm fucking
That's why
so
fo-
revved up.
That's
Right.
why foreplay's an essential part of the intercourse action.
Foreplay
Yeah.
before you leave your house, before you go over there. A couple times.
Yeah.
Some
Foreplay with
for
yourself.
you.
Yeah.
Some personal foreplay.
yeah. Get the fucking release the chamber a little bit. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's why you can get, and then like it can never help you out because say you didn't last like for like 10 minutes, then she's gonna think you're cheating on her.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, what do you want me to do?
I mean, it's not like any of us are in great shape. Like your body can only withstand so much.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
like
want to
you're
be
planking for
you're
fucking
gonna
how
have-
long?
You know you're gonna have sore abs.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Planking.
You know your abs are gonna be sore for a couple days after.
Yeah.
You need it to be like a week and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
saying?
Yeah. That's how I like to do sex. I like to do it quick, get it over with. You know what I mean? It's like beating off. Like I'm not sitting there for like 20 minutes. being
Coming
like,
back, I gotta
can't
grab a
wait.
gift out front.
Go ahead. I can't wait to like. Oh, it's like not like you're sitting there being like, oh man, I can't wait to like have 20 minutes of fucking sex. You know what I mean? Like
No.
nobody wants that.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
Really treat yourself.
yeah.
Right.
And I mean, 90% of the times I've had sex, I'm drunk. Like that's just
A lot of times
you know what I
too, your spouse or your partner is kind of looking at you like, all right, when's this coming now? Let's
Yeah.
go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Then when you get that stare,
Yeah.
then now it's like now you get pressure put on you.
That's the stare I feel like I'm
Right?
gonna get
And
it
it's
when I
like,
get on
oh,
the
God.
stage. People are like, when's this gonna be over? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Then
when
you
are we gonna
start
be done
feeling.
with
Then
this?
you start feeling you like, all right, it's not gonna happen. Let me just stop this right now. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking
There's a
of
lot of
fucking holidays and coming, is one of my favorites is Christmas because it was the coming of the Lord.
right.
It's true.
You know,
Right.
So I mean, I used to love going to mass and repenting and rejoicing, rejoicing the coming.
The coming of the Lord. Yeah.
I thought,
yeah.
dude, I have to say, we talked about it.
How many holidays are based around
So many.
Coming?
This one,
religion? How many holidays?
This one, that
Christmas.
the rest, the other ones that
We got
Are also-
Thanksgiving.
That's why I feel like
Thanksgiving's
that's
not-
why I feel like Patty's Day and the 4th of July is so awesome because it's like, oh, just fucking have a barbecue and
Right.
we're gonna get shit faced.
Irish and American.
Irish American.
Let's go.
By the way, shout out to what podcast I would listen to a lot, other than Bad Brain, is Sean Bryan Seniors,
Yeah.
which is fucking awesome. He had Jerry Adams on,
Oh, what a show.
and it was fucking unbelievable. Like, I mean, now it's hard to like Jerry Adams if you've watched
Yeah, he
Say
sucks.
Nothing.
He sucks.
But like it was just you could see how he got to where he is. Like he is he's talking to Sean Bryan. He's
he's
like,
a fucking snake.
but he's talking to Sean Bryan. He's like, you're finally home and you're home country. You know, and like it's like I'd just be putty in that guy's hands. Like I just would. I know he's a piece of shit. What is that?
May I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Get on YouTube, by the way. If you're not subscribed to YouTube, what are you doing? Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yeah.
So, show it to the camera.
Oh my yes.
Let's go.
Fucking shirts. We're wearing these tomorrow night. obviously.
Shay
We're wearing these tomorrow
Wilcox.
night.
Look at our logo right in the back there. Team
Yeah.
Wilcox.
Oh wow.
We're wearing these tomorrow night. That's what we're wearing.
That's it.
Yeah. I fucking love it.
Sick.
How awesome is this? Yeah, I guess this is what we're wearing.
Ourselves.
You know what I mean? Dude, how badass is that? You know what I mean? How badass
Yeah,
is
it's
that?
sick.
Sick fucking logo.
Yeah. But I know we talked about it ad nauseum the other day, but Jeff Klaus, Keys to Sunday. Dude, when you sent me that audio clip that you took on your phone,
Oh yeah. Well,
was
I didn't.
Gag
but
and
Joe did,
Swago,
but yeah,
it was unfucking. Dude, he's so fucking funny. Like,
Crushed.
Yeah.
I remember like sitting there with Will. Will's like, this kid is fucking good, like real good. Like he is fucking great, dude. He's
What did
hilarious.
Joe record the whole set?
I think he did. Yeah, he
Just to,
sent me
like,
that
critique
snippet
it?
of it. Well, I mean, I think Joe had a little hand in
Yeah,
right.
I think they
Yeah.
get
Yeah, we
together and
talked
write.
about that,
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, he recorded that and sent me that piece. I actually haven't seen Joe since then, so I kind of want to hear the whole thing. But yeah, yeah, he's great. He was funny. He's just
I
funny.
remember.
He's just
I
funny
remember when
and
you
just-
first when you first told me about him, told me about the Larry Bird story and all that stuff. Then you were like, yeah, you're like him and Joe were out somewhere. They got shit faced and like I don't know if Joe was like almost passed out in a chair or something. And Jeff was like, I got up in the morning, Jeff's like, I gotta get on that podcast. Like I want to get on that fucking podcast. Like he had to get some fucking takes out. We gotta have him on again soon.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on in a while, right?
It's been a while.
He's hilarious, and it's also like not many comics are built like an NHL like enforcer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like he's a big dude. You know what I mean? And I remember because you sent me that, and then I coordinated with Matt Clow, who left one of the best voices of all time.
Yeah.
And Matt Clow was like, he's literally the funniest person I've ever met in my life. Like he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, delivery has a lot to do with things, right?
Yeah.
It's like the way you deliver a story or you tell a story. It's just some people are just funny.
Well,
It's just
like
funny.
so.
It's just like everything they say is funny.
Well, so I was told this story I think last year, but like I went to Dead and Company. Me and I went with Dave Farrick and Dave Panetta who owns Twisted Fate, and Josh came over, and I'm like, "Oh, this is Josh, the Ironworker from the show," and they're like, "Oh yeah, nice." And I forget what story what story I told about you, and then I was like, "Oh, the story about when you went on the trip and you took Molly and mushrooms."
Oh, yeah.
and like ruined it for everybody and got buck naked.
Should I not be peeing right
And
now?
they're like, "Oh, you're the one who was on that trip," and Josh goes, "Oh well, guys, you live and you learn. What can I tell you? You know." But it's like I can't deliver like that. You know what I mean? Like that delivery is like everything. You know?
I said it on the show after the comedy show that Jeff was my favorite part of the night. I think he fucking
He was
absolutely
hilarious,
murdered it.
dude. Yeah, he really did.
He's unbelievable. And some people I heard got offended by the anti-Catholic sentiment.
You know what?
I don't think
You
it was
go to a fucking comedy show.
you know what
I
I
don't
kind of
think it was
enjoyed-
necessarily anti-Catholic. I think it was just poking fun at history.
Dude, if you're
It's what
not
happened. Shit
listen,
happened.
if you're not pushing somebody, if you're not pushing somebody to the edge, listen, there's plenty of room in the world for like like
Straight edge comedy?
yeah, like Nate Bargatze. He's fucking hilarious, right?
Nate Bargatze's fucking hilarious.
But like Nate Bargatze's like, there's people like him, like Brian Regan, totally clean, right? And like that's a totally special type of like person that can do that. I don't think I could ever be funny if I couldn't drop like an F bomb or like push it.
Yeah.
My favorite type of comedy is like Sean Bryan is like that. Like Sean's like, we're going right to the edge of like what is like when he was like, I'm gonna tell a joke that every comedy club tells me I can't tell like on stage. I'm like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean?
another one that's killing it right now is Sean O'Brien.
Crushing it, dude. Hanging out with Lenny Clark. You know what I love about Sean too? He's so honest, like, and he's like a young kid. And when you're younger, you're more like ego driven a little bit, like I was. You know, it's like you don't want to admit defeat usually. And when he's like, "Oh yeah," like I'm like, "Oh yeah, you met Theo Vaughn." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." I sent him my tape. He wasn't interested in anything I'm doing. Apparently, like you know what I mean? Like, Sean's the fucking best.
I don't see how you can go to a comedy show and like not assume that you. I mean, if you're someone who gets offended easily, then don't go to a comedy show.
I
Yeah,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I one of the funniest parts about that night was I was looking around at some of the other tables when Jeff was telling his jokes, and there was a couple tables that people were like, they were like kind of like wide eyed and not really laughing, and it was a couple tables of like they were a little older than us, and I'm thinking, I thought that was funny because they were like they didn't. I don't know. I couldn't tell if they thought it was funny or if they were just like. They just didn't seem to, you know, there was a little shock value to what he was talking about. And, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why would you come here if you didn't? I mean, it's a comedy show.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? They're going to come next year anyways.
you know
they're
what?
all going to come afterwards.
You know what I will say about that show that I don't think I really touched on when we talked about it? I don't think you're ever going to find, and maybe I'm dead wrong on this, I don't think you're ever going to find 5 comedians that are totally different in comedy.
No.
You know what I mean? Like there
Yeah.
was nothing, I'm very animated. Sean's more fucking standing there trying, you know what I mean? It was, I think you had a plethora
Yeah.
of comedians that night.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking dynamite night.
Yeah, and then Will closed, and Gilligan's like basically like
goat.
if Bill Burr was still cool.
Yeah.
You know, like I do think you probably get to a point where like I think we talked about this, Will, but like I think you get to a point where like you're so rich that it's hard to be funny anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like that's what Bill Burr is like because it's like especially if your comedy's based on hate. It's like what do you have to hate anymore when you're fucking loaded? You know what I mean? Like there was a great line by the songwriter Jason Isbell when he's like People are like, why do you always write about people who are like hooked on pills and shit? And he's like, because people who drive BMWs don't need songs. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's true. Like
it's like Eminem.
yeah, exactly.
Eminem, when he was like grinding and hungry, he was fucking unbelievable. And then he got rich and a drug addict and he sucked.
Yeah. The drug addict part's sick, but the other part's tough, you know? All right, you want to listen to the voicemails?
Yep.
And then we'll do a couple ads, and then we'll do Patreon.
Put your cans on.
All right.
Couple cans never hurt a soul.
You know if everybody can hear.
Yeah.
Josh, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right. I have not listened to these or
No.
no.
Yo, it's your man Adam Joe Jumptown coming at you with a top 5, something about the holidays. I don't know what you guys said, but I'm so glad you advertised about it so I could call it, and I saw it. Guys, let me tell you what top 5 has to be getting together with the family that you don't fucking ever see for fucking 365 days throughout the year. Where the fuck are they? We don't know. They got a shit ton to say, but no one's fucking listening. Number 4. I'm going to tell you what it is right now. It has to be the hors d'oeuvres. The little snacks, the little bites, the little what we call in the business, the moose bouche. We don't know about we do. We're on to number 3, and that has to be the family. You're coming around. Did I say that again? I don't know. I already forgot where we are. We're ending with desserts and then your sister's ass. I think that's my top 5. It's your man Adam Joe Jumptown. Feeling good. It's Thursdays. We don't know, but we do so much more to talk about. When am I getting on the show? Jumptown, Doms, Anheuser-Busch. What? Sheet to Z. Send it.
All right.
Dude, that was hectic.
What just happened?
That was hectic. So he repeated his number 5 and his number 3 were the exact same thing, getting together with family. And then he just ended his top 5. There was no number 2. There was no number 1. And then he plugged Dom's and Anheuser-Busch. I wonder if the truck is sponsored by Anheuser-Busch now.
That's a topic that I really don't understand.
Yeah.
I do miss fucking Jumptown though. Like
yeah, we'll get him back at some point.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had him, but you missed a fucking gem by Jumptown.
Yeah.
He was very not aware of what was going on. It was great.
It was very Jumptownish, if you will.
I had to move a car for this is what you get on pulling the cork, you know? You have to live real life while you're trying to be famous.
Yeah, listen, I don't know who put the resurrection on 420, but my mother-in-law is not happy I'll be leaving dinner early. Listen, it's 420, okay? I also need to resurrect. Also, the Lord created it, so I think he's approved. Let's talk Easter egg hunts for a second, okay? Can we make it any easier on these fucking kids? When I was a kid, you had to look for the fucking Easter eggs. That's why they call it an Easter egg hunt, okay? You're hunting for eggs. Now it's a glorified supermarket sweep. There's eggs everywhere. It's a fucking free-for-all. Kids are spearing other children for eggs, which may be the only upside to this whole thing. But they're dropping these things out of fucking helicopters, guys. Make these kids work for the fucking eggs again. Okay, I want it to be the Lois and Clark expedition of fucking egg hunts. All right, we're releasing these kids. 2 minutes later, they got 50 eggs, 300 pieces of candy. Complete opposite needs to happen. 1 egg per kid, per square mile, per town. Give them a headlamp. We'll see you tonight. Maybe go fuck yourself.
New England Dad, check it in.
Let's go.
I think we brought out we brought out the real Boston in him. I think.
Yeah, it was
we brought it out.
Gentlemen, it's the mayor.
Let's go.
Happy Easter weekend. I'm just checking in with top 5 things about holidays. If I can get it in, perfect. I'm calling a little late, but that's all right. Number 5, seeing my parents. A lot of us have lost our parents along the way, so for me, it's a built-in excuse to see those 2 little jerks. Gorge on food, number 4. Whatever diet you had is way out the window. There's a ton of apps and food. Some people do it catered. Some people do home style. We're a home style family. Great stuff. Clean house. We got 4 kids. We had 2 dogs. We still got a dog. We lived a messy lifestyle. We lived a relaxed lifestyle. But it's nice to have the house clean every now and again. No work. Number 2 is no work for me. Ripping 13, 15-hour days in the spring gets kind of crazy. So
It's good to have a nice long weekend. Number one, maybe you guys can enjoy this too. I know we get out and do this quite often, but on a holiday, step away from it all and have a beer. Go to the front porch. Brendan, go to the garage. Fitzy, stand outside the construction and admire the work that Tedco's doing. Danny just trying to get out of the craziness, right? You step away from it all and you just enjoy that beer or that drink. Brendan, when you're at the family's houses, it's that fruity Cosmo. Fitzy, it's that Dippa, right? Danny, it's whatever you can scrounge up when you're not at football or cheerleading competitions, or maybe it's a sun chaser. Who knows? Happy holidays, boys. Love it. Love you. Love everything about it. Boston Pod, pulling the cork. Have a restful weekend. Love it, guys.
Al Delano.
Big Al.
I mean,
All right, one more.
Italians are so much better than every fucking race on the entire planet. It's not even close. And holidays only prove that any further. I only have one thing to say. Pizza Gainer might be the best holiday-specific food on the face of the fucking planet. Scratch that. I got two things to say. There's nothing gayer than the way that you answer this phone, Brendan. The way that you fucking put on this voicemail might be the gayest thing in the world. You're shitting on my voice for my business. You got the gayest voice on the planet. Known to man ever recorded in human history. And Justin, a.k.a. Bernard Cozy, exists. He exists. His music exists. And you still have the gayest answer of any answer machine on the face of the planet. See you, boys.
The only problem is my voice doesn't save lives. We all know that Bernard Cozy's music saves lives.
I'm not a big holiday fan.
No?
No. I can't think of a holiday that I like look forward to and really
I love
enjoy.
them all.
I don't. I'm thinking like I could care less about Easter, and then it's like preparation for Thanksgiving. You know, of course, Court ordered all the food, which was great. Good for her because it's like it's high stress. Everything's high stress. Christmas is high stress.
Yeah.
Buying gifts.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. You're buying gifts. You're trying to think about what gifts to buy your mother, your wife, and it's like, and then you always say, "Wow, we're not going to buy a gift this year," and it's like, well, yeah, of course we have to buy something for each other. The kids are open. The girls enjoy it. I don't know. I just do not look forward to holidays.
I don't
I'm
love
glad when they're over.
I don't like I've always said, like I like the holidays that you don't have to even it's like the only thing you're doing is going out and drinking. Like the 4th of July and St. Patrick's Day specifically. By the way, I looked up Boxing Day, what that is the other day. I don't know why.
Canada?
Like it was traditionally a day when people would like give to the poor. And I feel like everybody's like, fuck Boxing Day. Fuck these poor people.
They would rebox shit that they had.
Is that really?
Yeah, it would be like their garbage. Like you would fucking put like
compost?
No, just like
12 pack?
fucking like something that you've used and you have no use for anymore, so you repurpose it as a gift.
Yeah.
It's like regifting, like on Seinfeld.
I wish they would make like a hemorrhoid awareness day.
Yeah.
That's a day that I can celebrate. 'Cause
That's
I had a
honestly-
couple hemorrhoids removed recently in December, and it's like life changing. And I'm like, that's a day I'll fucking celebrate. I will make the dinner for the family that day. Bring
Talk about it.
everybody over, bring cousins and everybody, and like let's celebrate Hemorrhoid Awareness Day because I feel like there's a lot of people that kind of suffer from hemorrhoids now and again. Have you guys ever had them?
Yeah.
You have, huh?
Yeah.
I could tell. I can look deep into the
You've
soul of
seen 'em.
people's eyes now and tell that they've had a hemorrhoid problem.
You've seen them, dude.
Is it? I have.
Yeah.
Is it a constant problem for you, or
No.
is it a every once in a while problem?
Once in a while.
Because it
Every
was
once in a
becoming a
while.
constant problem for me, and I think it's a constant problem for a lot of people out there. And what I want to tell them is,
This
get
help?
it, get them taken away, get
Yeah.
them taken out. It's not a fun surgery, but God damn, it's life
Satisfying.
And
That's
now
a drinking holiday if I've ever heard of one.
you know what I mean? And you can walk around after that with no pants on. You can be showing it, spreading it, looking around, showing everybody because
They stitch your asshole?
Yeah, it's nice and tight
oh
afterwards,
yeah,
right?
they it's. I mean, when I tell you the recovery isn't great, you guys saw me like 5
Yeah.
days after my recovery. It was, I mean, it was it's a couple weeks, but now I got a pristine, brand new
Hoop.
butt. And I'll tell you, I take care of that ass.
Yeah.
I say that. I
You
walk
treat it
around
nice?
and like, wash that ass. I treat it nice. It's like getting a new car. It's like you don't want anyone eating in there.
I like how you just slipped into a black accent for that. Wash that ass.
Well, I was singing it because sometimes I'm like, keep that ass clean. Like I
So,
just say it randomly.
when your
Now,
dog-
keep that ass clean. Because it is. It's like, it's new. You take care of it.
You got to armor all it.
You clean it.
Yeah.
You clean it.
Are
It's
you,
what-
are you not pushing anymore? You must have been pushing too hard, right?
Soft serve ice cream now?
No, it's not necessarily
What a
diet
term.
related or pushing related. I mean, yeah.
I feel like you're straining,
those are
and that's
factors.
why it's happening.
I wasn't straining. I mean, every once in a while.
You talked
I'll
about
strain.
smoking the logs,
Right.
and that's how you get like a perfect one
I
that you have
think-
to snap off.
Well, sometimes you have that.
Yeah,
and
it
sometimes
stands
you
up
have.
straight.
Well, sometimes
Black
you
is
have.
gonna love this.
Sometimes you have
second.
one of those ones that come out, and it's like
You're like,
you
oh,
drink,
shit.
when you hydrate enough, it comes out. It's coming out, and for a second there, you think to yourself, "Wow, maybe I like having things in my butt," but it only lasts for a second. But the
It's not a lifestyle change thing.
but when you get the new butt, it's like there's nothing better. You keep it clean and what I wanted to ask you, Fitzy, is I know you don't like pooping in your house, right?
I like pooping in my house, but I
You don't like using the toilet paper.
I don't like wasting my own toilet paper. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poo on company time. Yeah, so I on the weekends I have no choice.
You have no choice, yeah. But so I mean, you're
Just
using a
mad
tremendous
shit
amount of
and
toilet paper. You're
fuck.
not using any wet wipes because my new thing is
I
I'll tell you
don't-
what
Dude
my new
wipes
thing is.
sick.
Wet wipes.
I don't use them. I used to.
You got to use them.
Back I don't anymore.
Well,
Just clog those pipes.
They're
Fuck
too
it.
Dan, you
expensive.
using them? Wet wipes?
Well, dude, yeah, same thing. Dude wipes. Yeah, same
Dude
thing.
wipes.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
best.
I have. Brendan?
No, I just use regular Scott.
Okay, so
I'm a Scott guy.
Me too.
I like it a little hot.
what I want to tell
That is sandpaper.
I like it rough.
what I want to bring to everyone's attention is Brendan and Fitzy are walking around with a dirty butt. Right?
How
Yeah,
you know
let's get-
I shower after every poo?
No, you don't. That's not
After
true.
every poo, dude.
This is
I
one
don't.
thing that
I'd be showering
this is
12
one
times
thing
a
I
day.
think is important, right? All right, say. So I don't even use toilet paper anymore. Hardly ever. Wet wipes and I have a tushy. You ever have one of those?
boy.
I have no idea.
You
what that is.
fasten that to your toilet, and there's a little nozzle that
The
comes
water?
down to strays your butt.
Oh, it's a bidet.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
never used it really before I had the surgery. I didn't use it that much. Quartz, for all her faults, she's got a clean butt. She's in there. I mean, sometimes you walk in the bathroom, the walls are wet because if you're not careful, you lean back too far, it's spraying right out of the toilet. But I like it. Having a woman with a clean butt is very important. And now I have a very clean butt, and
you got to keep it clean.
you got to polish it when it's brand new like this. You got to polish it. And
It's like having a new Mercedes.
right.
Nah, they tens, but I keep them
But
clean.
so this is my point, right? You're not using the wet wipes, okay?
No.
But all right, just say you walk outside. You're walking down your stairs, go in the backyard, you trip over a rock. Boom, you fall in some dog poop. Ah! I got dog poop on my hands, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna run in the house and
you
go
Scott?
like, hey, you open the bathroom door and you take the toilet paper out and you wipe the toilet, you wipe the dog poop off with toilet paper.
No.
Yeah, not happening.
You smell your hand.
Still
what's it
dog
gonna
shit.
smell like? Dog shit. So you're gonna wash your hands with soap and water.
That's where dude wipes
That's
comes
where
in.
the dude wipes come in.
If they're not a sponsor
spokesmen.
by
We could be
next week, I don't
spokesmen.
understand what's
We
gonna
could be
happen.
spokesmen for Dude Wipes. If Dude Wipes aren't a sponsor on this show
telling
next
you.
week, because then we're gonna give some good money for that.
I'm
be
honest,
shocked.
we should send this entire bit to dude wipes and be like,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Wipe the butt because you wouldn't believe how many Americans are walking around with dirty butts. Everybody that you look at, right? You can pull your pants up, you can cinch your belt as tight as you want, and the smell is gonna stay in there.
Yeah.
but it's still
Yeah, you don't want to smell your ass.
No, and there's excrement in there. If you had if
Shrapnel.
someone measured, if like a scientist measured the amount of excrement in your butt, that's what you're walking around with. It stinks.
Dude,
So
I'd be willing to bet that my butt after Scott's and yours after Dude Wipes 2 or 3 hours later has the same amount of shit on your asshole.
No,
I-
no, because sometimes 2 or 3 hours after a poop, I'll take a dude wipe and re-wipe. I look at it, clean. I could wash my face with that dude wipe. No, clean as a whistle.
that was brought to you by the Success Lift.
Yeah. So anybody out there suffering from hemorrhoid issues, it's it's kind of embarrassing. I didn't want to tell anybody about it originally, but then I was like, what?
You know what? Let me tell the
harm with
world.
it? Let me tell the world.
Yeah.
And go get it. Go get them removed.
Yeah. It's Good Friday. It's a good day to do it.
Good day to get your hemorrhoids removed. May the Lord be with you.
All right, a
also
couple
with you.
extra ads, then we'll do Patreon. Success Lift. SuccessLift.com. I know I was giving a little hard time the other day, right? I was busting balls a little bit. News will call them with a voicemail. Listen, God gives you certain strengths. His strength is not in humor. It's more in being ripped. You know what I mean? Teaching people how to be in better shape and live longer. There's a bunch of us in the app. Bobby C's down 40 pounds. Fitz, you down?
Bobby C looks great.
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Around 60. Right around 60.
Danny's up because
Up
he's
15.
putting on up 15. I'm down 20. It's a good accountability app. You can get in there. It's $100 a month. Like I always say this, look, you might say that's a lot of money. What I would argue with you is if I said to you right now, you can lose 20 pounds in 4 months. You just got to give me $400. Would you do that? You do. And in a second. And then you can get out and then you can get fat again and then you get back in the app. And gives you custom workouts. You just updated all our workouts.
Yep.
Danny's been getting it. We've been getting it. It's a great thing. Tedco, they are building out Fitzy's house right now.
Yep.
Gonna be done by May, you think?
End of May, maybe first week in June.
Yeah.
We'll
Film
see.
development room, the whole thing.
Yep.
Can't wait to see the photos.
Tedco-cm.com. You can contact them on there. Free estimates. You want to do basement, you want to do any of that stuff, you can do it all. All right. So that was a lot of fun. We didn't do much on the holidays, but that's,
You know what? By the way, I
do you
did
have anything else?
just one minor one. Easter is kind of like a layover holiday for us, like most people. Like me and Josh, we get along fine. We just like bring whatever you can. So it's a smorgasbord. We used to, back in the day, you do like the ham or
Say
something.
smorgasbord.
Yeah, right.
Smorgasbord.
D.
It is?
D at the
I'm
end there.
bad at the English language.
Yeah.
I could have also said Viking soup. I was always told that. That might be easier to say.
Kindergarten.
Yeah. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. Because, like, every teacher I've ever had, kindergarten. You know what I mean? The ER just never even developed in my mind at that
It's
point.
our accent.
Yeah.
I
But
thought party had a D in it.
Party. Yeah.
I've also been told that, like, when we say pizza outside of Boston, we put an R in it.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza
You ever hear
party.
someone say, I remember my buddy. I remember when a couple of our friends moved to Florida and he was pronouncing it in Florida. And I was like, oh, you're putting an R at the end of that?
For no reason.
Delta Airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I live in Florida.
Sunday, we're going to my sister's, and Jovan's on the grill. We're doing a barbecue this year.
Nice.
So we did it 2 years ago, and I don't know if you guys remember on Easter, but it started hailing out of fucking
I
nowhere.
remember the video.
And we did that, and it was just fucking, and we were just out there just having a grand old time, still on the grill, just getting hailed on.
Yeah.
So hopefully, weather looks great. This whole weekend looks great.
This is a free ad. Everything for my Easter is coming from Durham pasta. There's this asshole that owns it. Name's Al. Not to dox him, but it is what it is. I talked to him the other day. I'm like, hey, are you going to be there when I come by? And he's like, yeah, why? I'm like, I need you to break me off an Italian, like for Tommy. I need an extra Italian sub to go. That is a true statement.
Can
He said
Tommy
the other
polish
day.
off that entire thing?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It's a big sandwich.
It's a big
Huge
sandwich. The other thing that Al brought up about Italians, though, is so true. It's like, talk about like walking around with a dirty ass. Like, you have an Italian, you're gonna smell that thing for a week. Like
yeah.
it can't get off your hands. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? In the best way, but
You wash your hands a million times, you're still gonna smell
You're
them.
an onion.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I recommend that mortadella sandwich. Actually,
Yeah, that's really good.
it's
It
fucking
saves lives.
unbelievable.
Phenomenal.
Saves lives.
It's been
Just
known
like,
to save people's
Justin's
lives.
music. It saves lives. So all right. So listen. So we're
I think for me, to sum up this episode and to sum up Easter,
Yep.
I want to just recite one of my favorite passages.
Okay.
So it's a reading from the book of the Gospel of according to Matthew, and it's a passage from that, and it's a letter of Paul to the Corinthians, in which Jesus said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but I have a dream that all men are created equal." And then from the back of Gomorrah, some eunuch screams, "All men? No. What about women? What about me? I don't identify as any. Not man, not woman." And Jesus smote them all. And then he said, "This is what's going to go down in history, not themstory." That's the gospel according to Matthew.
Play the
man.
accordions.
I wasn't expecting you to get all gospel on me though.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would
I
be
mean,
Accordions.
good.
I'm so bad. I meant
You
organs.
should be a
The accordions.
you should be a pastor in the
A
you should be a pastor
televangelist.
in the Church of Luck.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that.
We should film it
I would
and
love
sell
that.
it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should give a speech like that every time we.
I
we're
will.
in there. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
That was great.
I enjoyed it.
You don't have to
fully.
get dressed up either.
All right, we're gonna do Patreon. Hour and a half. Perfect time.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect time. We'll do Patreon, and then like I could tell already, Maggie came in here to get me to move a car, and she's like, "Wow, there's a lot of beers on that table for
boy.
11 a.m."
I'm not drinking, Court.
Yeah.
I'm at Lowe's.
I kind of remember. I kind of remember the text that I sent that may have triggered the whole reading thing, and I was like, she said, asked me something, and I said, yeah, I'll put it out this morning, and I wrote, I said, yeah, no, I put the trash out this morning or something, and in my text it was wrote this morning was THE the smorning SMOR. So maybe that triggered it. So
It's
I got to
when
work on
Clacky
that.
says when he texts, when he uses the word gut, like GOT, he writes it GUT. And I was like,
Yeah.
one time I asked him, I'm like, is that like a bit? He's like, I did it once by mistake to his wife. And he's like,
She
and
got
was
mad.
like, she got mad.
So
So,
I
I
kept
do it
doing it.
forever
So
to
I knew it was
everybody.
going to be funny.
So I just kept doing it. All right, listen. Misguided Spirits, too. We forgot that. MisguidedSpirits.com. Big Bad James, Pope Party. Follow him on Instagram. You can get on their website. You can order everything from there. They have it at various bars. Actually, Joe from Gloucester, great guy. The only guy in the content game might be older than me. Sent us the other day from Florida, and they have it down there at the bar he was at.
Nice.
So he ordered it, and he
Good morning, Gloucester.
he got shit faced. He crashed his car. You can do that with Misguided Spirits. Just kidding. Drink responsibly. Have a great Easter. This will be out for Patreon today, later today, and it'll be out on all airwaves on Tuesday. And by that time, I'll be in South Carolina.
And Shay Wilcox will be 2-0.
Shay Wilcox will be 2-0. Let's go. Peace.